people. What's up, everybody? I hope everything is amazing for you all as always. I'm your host, the Honorable OctaviusHaye, and this is the WACCast podcast. Yes, sir. With that being said, let's talk whack to him. Now, Lizzo, you big hypocrite. I ain't mean anything by that big word other than that she's just being really hypocritical. If what is being alleged is true. So some of the dancers from Lizzo's, I believe she had some type of mini series like on Amazon or something like that, they're coming out and saying that Lizzo body shamed them. They're alleging some type of sexual harassment in the sense that she was having them touch on naked people that they didn't want to touch on, and overall just had a nasty attitude, was confrontational, and just was mean to the dancers. Now, all they're alleging is Lizzo wouldn't let them do certain things that other people do. Lizzo would accuse them of drinking, even though they had no access to alcohol at the times, and would make them go ahead and rehearse or try for their jobs again, even though they already had them. There were threats about they could be replaced, that they should be happy to know her. There are also claims that Lizzo, like I said, made them go to like some sex working place in, like, I don't know, Amsterdam or something like that, and they were out there and made them touch on the dancers and laughed at them and all that type of stuff. I was even saying that one of that her head choreographer, very religious, was trying to enforce her religion on the other girls, and they felt uncomfortable with that. Even said things about Lizzo talking about people gaining weight. One of the dancers was gaining weight, and she shouldn't, and dancers being fired for that, and just a lot of bad stuff from Lizzo. Now, I don't know how much weight any of this has. I don't know if the people who filed the lawsuit have a good case. A lot of it just sounds like she was a tough boss. I think some of the things that could potentially cost or get her to lose if this does go to trial is the sexual thing with touching on the naked people. I think that's something, and I don't know, maybe with the forced religion stuff, but I don't know, or trying to enforce the person's religion on you. I don't know how you can really prove that. But because they were filming for like a docu-series thing, there's tons of footage that will most likely have to be subpoenaed for the courts, so you can look through there and see. I don't know. But regardless of if she loses a lawsuit or not, if Lizzo loses a lawsuit or not, this still looks bad for Lizzo's overall image. She has put herself as the forefront of body positivity, so any type of body shaming at all, even if it is with your dancers, and especially when you got heavier women as dancers because that's what you wanted. Lizzo was adamant that she wanted dancers that looked like her and wanted to give work to heavier dancers. So when you have the heavier dancers and you're shaming them on their body, and then they're saying that you lost 17 pounds, so you really was feeling yourself, and was talking about other people being bigger, and it doesn't look good. And that whole love and support that you gain from supporting the heavier women that can come back against you, if it's looking like you say one thing in front of the cameras to look good, but when people gotta work with you, then all of a sudden you turn on them and you making these heavier women feel bad about themselves. They can turn on you. Lizzo's really kind of looking like Ellen DeGeneres right now. How everybody said Ellen DeGeneres was a fake nice person who behind closed doors would, be rude to her staff and all type of stuff like that, and push you to the side and get you fired if she didn't like you or you didn't bend to her will 100%. And it sounds like a lot like what they're claiming with Lizzo. Now, to be fair, we have to also remember that those dancers, I think they all but one was fired. The women that are filing the lawsuit, they were let go. I think one resigned from the position for quit, but for the most part, these are people who were fired from their jobs. We had to take that into consideration. If this is just some disgruntled former employees that didn't like being let go and now want to, pull up some charges, accusations, get a little bit of money, get a little fame and attention. You could also say this could hurt if they want to continue to have a career in the industry. This could really hurt them. So that would be a defense on their end of why it really wouldn't be the best thing to do this, and it might even be a long shot that they'll be able to get anything from Lizzo. So I don't know. This is still early. It's their word. Lizzo has not said anything. I think she does need to come out, because she's so adamant and so pro, she has such a voice, and she always so pro body and so pro love and support and all that stuff. I think being quiet does not help, and it does kind of make you look guilty. I also understand she has a legal team that's probably telling her to be quiet for right now, and let's try to get more information. This is still early. So I can also understand that happening, but I think some type of press or release statement needs to be put out, soon. Because now Lizzo's on the defense, not just from, courtroom, but also the court of public opinion. And how are people going to take this? And are her fans going to believe her and support her? Or are they believing the dancers and starting to look at Lizzo look crazy? I never liked Lizzo, so I wouldn't be surprised if she's a bad person. But she might not be. That's just my personal preference as far as her personality. I know how she talk and how comfortable she is with just saying anything to anybody. It kind of would throw me off. And it has thrown me off the times I've heard her talk. But that don't mean she's guilty of being this mean person that's forcing people to do sexual acts or touching on sexual body parts. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that, but doesn't mean that she's not doing that as well. So, like I said, this is early. We'll see. All I know is if there's like definitive proof that Lizzo was doing this, or even if she just found guilty of the crimes, have to pay something out, this could really, really hurt her career. It really could. And the sad thing is, even if she body shamed everybody saying she's fat phobic, she's gonna be fat still. So it's kind of like, damn, man. But I don't know. That's my 2 cents on it. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that Lizzo is guilty, or do y'all think that these just some disgruntled former employees trying to get a check? Now, who got Adam22 doing all this trolling? Ever since his wife got that BBC pipe, Adam's been trolling like it's going out of style, or he got stocks in trolling and it's about to go up. He knows something, because this man has been on a troll tantrum, however you say that word. And he decided that he wanted to bring up some old beef, or maybe not even beef, but some old issues with AD. Now, he was talking on, his platform, No Jumper, I believe it was. He had Bootleg Kev there, and I believe it was, or maybe it was Bootleg Kev's platform, because they had both, because Adam and Bootleg Kev have been on each other's platform. So I think this past week, so I don't know. But whatever it is, Adam22 and Bootleg Kev were talking, and Bootleg Kev just brought up that, AD must be making more money now than he was making at No Jumper, since AD doing his own thing with the community and the Fig community stuff. To which Adam22 said, no, that's not true. Just straight up was like, no, that's not true. He's not making more money. So, of course, this made AD come out and pull up the receipts and show, his pay stubs or whatever, his bank records showing how much he was getting paid from No Jumper. I think it was like a little bit over $2,000, and he was making a little bit more off, I guess, ad revenue and stuff like that. And also, I don't know, because Adam22 came out talking about they need money for war, and talking about war and stuff, and who they can and can't touch, or stuff like that. So AD comes out and very mildly just be like, bro, I'm not playing these games with you. I'm done with you. I'm not putting my hands on you, but if somebody else want to put their hands on you, that's fine, or whatever. I don't care. And AD's co-host was all like, yeah, man, you need to define what you mean by war. You talking about content war? Just let us know, because people can really get you. You talking tough, but you can get touched. Adam then goes ahead and gaslights the hell out of that. And it started coming out talking about they were threatening to beat him up and put hands on him and plotting out his murder and all this nonsense that never happened. So, you know what I'm saying? And Adam even going hard talking about AD made a mistake. The fans know AD made a mistake. He ain't making as much money as he could have been with me. I used to hold him down even though he wasn't profitable. Just this whole, and I'm like, where did this come from, Adam? But I know where it came from. Adam22 has decided that if No Jumper's not going to be the big platform that it once was, center of news and all that stuff, with all these great personalities, if he can't hold these same people, then what he's going to do is just be a troll and cause drama and clickbaity stuff. And I guess that's what this is with AD, because there was no reason to go off on AD. I think even before that, Snoopy Badass was on there and had said a little couple remarks about AD. But even then, AD didn't really say nothing about Adam when he was talking. He was more responding to Snoopy. But Adam challenging AD to if you doing so good, get 1 million views, to which AD talked about, or AD said, well, why don't you try to get 1 million views without exploiting the gang culture? And then somebody said, are you using your wife? And it's like, yeah. Now, Adam had a good point with that when Adam said, you know, AD, you never had none of his opinions when you was on this show, and I was talking about all the street stuff. And I think that's a fair point from Adam. AD really wasn't ever checking Adam for talking about street stuff, and he was fine with even being there talking about himself. So I don't think that it's a good look for AD now all of a sudden to be like, hey, trying to hold Adam accountable for his role in bringing up street gossip and to a certain extent, you know, poking the bear a little bit with that and kind of making people feel a certain way and wanting to troll the street beefs between rappers or other gang members, individuals, stuff like that. I don't think that AD really has a place when he was capitalizing off that. It never seemed to have a problem before when he was working with Adam, so maybe he shouldn't say nothing about that. But besides that one part that I think Adam has a point on, the whole thing was crazy to hear Adam talking this tough, and you really have to you sit back like, what did AD say about him? AD has still to this point and not gone super in on Adam. The most AD said was, I'm making more money now doing my community stuff with Fig Community and all this stuff. I'm making more money over here than I was ever making at No Jumper. That's what AD said. That's the most he's saying. And it's just shocking to me to hear and watch Adam talk about people who was plotting his death and plotting to murder him when they weren't. And that's scary, you know? I ain't trying to make it racial, but it is racial because that's been a lot of cases for black men in this country. Is we get accused of these plot being violent or wanting to do violent things, and our mildness or when we raise our voice a little bit is brought up to a 10th level because of our skin color. We're made to look more dangerous than even what we're coming off as, and that's what I saw right here with Adam. So I think that's really messed up, and Adam need to chill out with that. Nobody was straightening Adam's life at all. Them dudes, 80 group, wasn't even tripping like that for Adam. They just thought it was weird, and they was more so like, why are you talking tough like this? You can't do nothing. That's more their stance. Is like, man, ain't nobody tripping off of you. And that was the response from 80 people even afterwards. It was like, bro, nobody was straightening you. We ain't tripping off of you. We just wanted to know what you mean by war. You talking about a content war? To which Adam did, I think, respond in the comments saying he meant the content war. So now y'all know what it was. I just think this is just another attempt from Adam to keep the spotlight on No Jumper. He used his wife messing with another man for the first time in their adult film business, and now that's kind of dying out. He's now, I guess, trying to pull back up this stuff with AD and hoping AD, takes the bait and wants to start something, and even saying AD ain't gonna bring in the same energy to Snoopy or Wack. It's like, why are you even bringing these other two men into it? And he talking about you, and not even talking about you. No, nobody's talking about you in no super gangster way. So you just capping with that. I don't know what y'all think though, man. Y'all think that maybe there's something that was behind the scenes going on that made Adam say this, or do y'all think that Adam22 is just trying to use anything to keep No Jumper hot right now? And do you think that AD and his group? Do you think that maybe I missed something and they were threatening Adam, or do you think that AD is just as much trying to capitalize off this as Adam is? I don't know. Well, I have my opinion, but what's your opinion? Let me know. Now, Lil Meech and Summer Walker may be broken up. Okay, Summer Walker has been all on social media, saying some type of stuff that would allude to her being single now, out in these streets, and saying that she ready to be on like some type of demon time or bad time or whatever she was saying. We're talking about how a dude can be chasing her for years, let her meet his family, and then embarrass her in front of the world. Now, I really don't care about their relationship, and that's not what this is about. I'm not here to talk about Lil Meech and Summer Walker's relationship. I'm here to talk about the fact that technology is getting out of hand. Now, if you don't know, there was some random person's doorbell. They had the camera on it, that doorbell ringer thing, whatever it's called, and it showed Lil Meech walking this girl into an apartment. Now, I don't know if that's somebody he was cheating with. I don't know if that was a family member, a friend. That could have been 100% innocent. But it does lead you to go back and think about, oh my God, what if somebody is cheating? Men, it's not just so easy to mess with somebody halfway across town, make sure they don't know none of the people, and yada yada yada. There's cameras everywhere, and this is going to become a big problem going forward as technology only gets better. Now, Lil Meech, whether he cheated or not, it's looking bad. And what he's supposed to tell this girl? Maybe it was nothing. Maybe it was his homie's friend. The camera just cuts after 2 seconds. Maybe it was his homie's girl, and the homie walked in 2 seconds later. Or maybe it was a group of other people that came a little bit later, and they just kind of made it up first. You never know. But it's already out there. It's out there for everybody to see. You never know where the camera is, where the camera's coming from. Shoot, you could be on Google Maps and get caught. An image of you and your girl can catch you. You never know. We gotta start hiding our faces better. Well, that'd be because I'm not out here cheating. But I'm saying, for those young G's out there that are still in the game, you got your main, but you still want to go see about another little thing, you need to start remembering there's cameras everywhere. Because poor Meech ain't got to be going through this right now. Y'all already clowning him about his acting. Alright? He don't need to be dealing with this. He already got people saying his breath stink or whatever. I think Jess Hilarious said that. He don't need to be dealing with no other issues because technology has decided that it wants to catch up on brother when he just innocently, allegedly, we don't know what's going on, walking into a door with someone of the opposite sex. And furthermore, I hope that this is not the issue that's causing Summer Walker and him to have any type of issues in a relationship. If they are, I hope it's not from this. I hope that it's something else that, that it's more evidence, to it that he's cheating, because this is just him walking into a house or an apartment, and you never know what happened. Who else could be there? Should he be questioned on it? Yes, but should he be questioned on it because you caught him or somebody you saw caught him? Yeah, not because some random person's doorbell has a camera to it that can just snap you and put your whole life out there and put your whole business out there for the internet. I'm not condoning any type of negativity. I'm not condoning any type of cheating or anything like that. What I'm saying is, men, or everybody, not just men, because women be on the down low too. But I'm just saying, everybody needs to start being more aware that there are cameras literally everywhere, and you are almost never alone, or just you and another person. There's almost always something capturing your image at that moment. So make sure you ain't presenting too much for that image to catch, because there are opportunists in this world. You can better believe whoever camera that was, when they saw that footage and they said who that was, they was more than happy to release that to the internet and have us all talk about it. So what you think? You think that people need to start focusing more on technology and paying attention to the fact that, hey, we are in the future, we are in a electronic age, a technological age, and everything is open for business, and we need to move more accordingly? Or do you think, hey, if you don't do wrong, it don't matter what they say, what they see? So that's the show. Thank you all so much for tuning in and taking in this whack wisdom, and I hope that you all come back next week to get a little bit more from me. If you haven't already, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you're listening on YouTube, so you're notified every time I'm dropping new content on the channel. If you listen to the podcast on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify, please make sure you do all the things on there: like, follow, leave a review, leave a comment, whatever it is, that show support on those platforms as well. That being said, this is the WACCast podcast, and I am whacking off.
It's the WACCast podcast, yeah. Talk whack to me, talk whack to me, yeah. Talk whack to me, talk whack to me. It's the WACCast podcast, yeah. Talk whack to me, talk whack to me, yeah. Talk whack to me, talk whack to me.